Oh, gotta get settled here. You know, I don't do it often. Well, I can't say that. I do it a lot, but in my own private life, I don't do it publicly. I don't do it for money. But I've been known to predict the future, and I, I, I don't know if I made a video like this before. Maybe the exact same video, but it was a while back, and I couldn't tell you what account it's on or where it is. Uh, but I usually talk about these three particular incidents that happened. And the only reason I talk about them is because I can verify them or they were verified, and you'll understand what I'm done. Uh, and other times I've predicted the future, and it didn't. Sometimes you say you're gonna date a blonde or something, and you never find out either way if they did or they didn't, or it was because of what you said or not, or whatever. I can't always verify it, but these are verified, and you know, when I was a young ex-college student, graduate college student, and about 95. And back then, they didn't have Match.com or anything. And I met a girl on, well, 917 number. You call up, you answer a message, or you leave a message, whichever way you do it. And I forget what I did. I think I answered a message. A girl left a message trying to meet men, and I answered her message, and called me back. And we had a conversation. We talked for about 2 weeks on the phone. And so I knew her from nobody. I never met her before in my life. And we met at a diner in Park Avenue South in Manhattan where I was working. And before I went there, I kind of did my thing that helps me predict the future. And now I don't have to do it anymore. That was when I just started doing it. So it was new. And didn't have the gift that I have now, which is a fledgling. And she told me, well, what I did is I found out that she had 2.5 kids, and I knew that she had a daughter, and the daughter was about 2 or 3 years old at the time, and so I knew about the daughter. And we went to lunch at the diner, and we made the mistake of ordering dinner, a lot more lunch, and so we ordered lunch. And then while we were waiting for the food, I said to her, I said, maybe you can clear this up for me. I'm under the impression that you have 2.5 kids. And, the half really intrigued me and intrigues everybody that I tell the story to. Like, what do you mean? They're like, what do you mean by a half? And, of course, uh, I didn't know either. I had no clue. Uh, so I asked her, and she told me, she goes, well, I had my her drawer hit the table when I asked her the question and said the number. But she asked me, she goes, uh, she told me, you know about my daughter. I was like, yeah, you told me about her. And she said, well, I had a full-term miscarriage. And I was like, well, that's two. And she said, I had an abortion. So that's two and a half. To cut the story short and save time, I never saw her again. It was the quietest lunch I ever had. We didn't say anything after that, and that was the end of it. I called her after it was over, and she wouldn't answer my calls. That was it. It was over. Now, move further to 98. Might have been, I think it was 98. I'm pretty sure it was 98. It might have been 99, but I'm pretty sure it was 98. March of 98. And me and my friend are in my room, hanging out. You know, I don't know. Um, and we were bored. And I had a couch in my bedroom, and we were sitting on the couch. And a male friend, Tom, his name was Tommy. We've been friends for years and close friends. And I knew him really well. And uh, I said to him, I said, Tom, you want me to predict your future for you? And he's like, I'm bored. What the hell? Why not? So we went about predicting his future. And I said to him, I said, you're going to marry a blonde by the end of the year, and she's going to have, at the altar, she's going to be pregnant with your daughter. And, he laughed it off. He was like, yeah, right. He's like, get out of here. And the thing about Tommy was he didn't like blondes. He never dated a blonde before. I think his last girlfriend was a strawberry blonde. He didn't like platinum blondes or anything like that. And the strawberry blonde was more of a redhead than a blonde. And so he didn't think anything of it. He didn't know any blonde at the time. Uh, and he lived in a house in Levittown, and he rented a room in one of the houses. And this person, the landlord of the house, rented rooms. That's what they did. That's how they paid the rent. And so they rented a room to a blonde. Like a month after I did this prediction, and I didn't think anything of it. I kind of forgot about the prediction, and it was unremarkable. It wasn't remarkable at the time. It was funny, but anyway, he met this girl, Dorothy, and she was a platinum blonde, and they hooked up. And it took a while. It didn't happen right away. She moved in. They were friendly for a while, but nothing happened right away. And she got pregnant. And remember, I said they're going to get married before the end of the year. And so she's pregnant. And, New Year's Eve was on a Saturday that year. And they got, New Year's was on a Saturday that year. And New Year's Eve was on a Friday. And they got married on that Friday. They got married on that Friday before New Year's. Before New Year's. And, it's just ironic that they got married on that Friday. And I predicted it. I predicted by the end of the year. And she was pregnant with his daughter. And they had a daughter. And so that's what I mean by verified. And I also predicted COVID. I predicted COVID in 2018. Now, COVID didn't happen until 2020. That's when it hit the world. But it happened in 2019. But in 2018, this was totally foreign. Nobody in the world was thinking COVID's going to happen or it's going to be as bad as it was. And, I was predicting millions of people are going to die. I was predicting that you were going to have to stay in your house to protect yourself and your family. And I said the world's going to change because of this. I said everybody's life is going to be upended. And I went to jail for this prediction. I sent this prediction to a woman, and uh, she charged me with a crime of a threat. She thought I was threatening her with a. I don't know that she thought that, but the DA used it as a threat. But they didn't read the bottom of the text, which was millions of people are going to die, and I don't know who's going to live or who's going to die. I don't know who's going to survive. Something along those lines. And they didn't read that part in court. They just read the part. And I also just predicted that you would stop breathing. And all of a sudden, you would just stop breathing. And it would be a quick death. It wouldn't be a long, drawn out death. It would be quick. And that's what happened. And I went to jail for it. I got 3 years probation. Did 30 days in jail for that prediction. I won on appeal. The charges were dropped. Uh, but they got a 5-year order protection that was dropped. all this crazy stuff because I made that prediction. And I took it to trial because I know I didn't threaten anybody. And I know I didn't break the law. And in the end, I didn't. But, and I predicted that I would win the case, you know. So, and I predict the world's going to be okay. It's going to go through hell. We're not done, you know. A lot of, at the least, we got 2 more years of Trump. I don't know if Trump's going to make it to 2 years. I have a feeling he's not going to make it. But, you know, he's 80, so anything can happen. He's big, he's fat, he's unhealthy, he lives on McDonald's. You don't need to be a psychic to figure that one out. Psychic ability.